Today we're diving into an approach to decluttering that I wish I knew sooner when I started decluttering because it made my life so much easier. 5 tips that would speed up your decluttering process by 20, 30, or even by whopping 90%. So let's dive into it. First, embrace Parkinsons Law. Maybe you've already heard of this law. This is the powerful concept that states that work expands to fill the time available for its completion. Apply this to decluttering by setting, 10-minute frame or maybe 30-day frame. It depends on what you're feeling like, what you would like to commit to. But I find that whether it's like a time frame within the day or if it's the time frame within the month, it actually helps to understand the workload that's in front of us. Because often we feel anxious and like this fear of starting something because this feels like a lot of work, like gigantic pile of things that you've got to declutter. And our brain is afraid of that. It wants to, save energy and lie down and do nothing. But if you set a visible, finite time frame for yourself, your brain will not be afraid of it that much. So maybe like 30-day decluttering challenge sounds good to you. I've already filmed a video about it, so you may check it out. Or maybe you would like to just set a 30-minute time frame for today. Whatever you choose, I believe that this is game-changing when it comes to starting something and accomplishing those necessary first steps in your decluttering. Even if you have like 5 free minutes in your day, what prevents you from taking a basket and go around one room in your home? I believe it's just that you don't know how much you will spend on it. If you know how much time you will spend on it, it will be easier to beat procrastination. Tip number 2, clear yes or clear no. The mindset of clear yes or clear no helps you not agonize over every single item, but to only choose the things that you are totally sure you want to keep. So pick a category, whichever you like, okay? And instead of deciding what you want to declutter there, decide what you want to keep there. For me, it helps to get things out of the closet or cupboard, even if not all things, but just a small category of pieces. But it's important to take that out to see your problem, and then decide what to take back to the closet. If you want to choose clothes as your next category to declutter, maybe you would like to also watch my last video about this to get more inspired for that. But if an item doesn't immediately spark a clear yes, then if you're not ready to get rid of it completely, put it into the maybe pile for 30 days, not more than 30 days, and then throw it away. Believe me, you will not regret that. 99.9% of the things that you will declutter, you will not regret about, unless it's like, artificial breathing device that you cannot live without, then believe me, it's not a necessity and you can repurchase it. This approach streamlines the decision-making process and makes the decluttering a lot faster. Simplify sustainability. We all want to be, responsible citizens. We all want to declutter things in a more sustainable way. But I find that if I am too concentrated on how I will deal with the things after I declutter them, I will be procrastinating even more about my decluttering. So if you're feeling overwhelmed by the idea of sustainably disposing of the items you've got, I encourage you not to overthink about it, but just throw everything away in the least sustainable way. Because you know what? If you feel overwhelmed, if you feel anxious and tired of managing all that stuff, you will never have the energy to take care of our planet and sustainability in your everyday life. But if you put your well-being, your mental health first, and even if you act irresponsibly for a couple of times, you will regain that energy, seeing all that empty and free space around you, and you will have the energy to think about something else other than managing your stuff, and even maybe about disposing of things more responsibly next time. The mental relief from decluttering is just as important as being eco-friendly. Number 4 is adding some fun to the mix. Maybe you've heard of this concept of temptation bundling. This technique associates a pleasurable activity with a task you might find less exciting. There was a study when people had to go to the gym while listening to the audio novel, and it was quite engaging, so people wanted to listen to that. But you know what? They could only listen to that while they're doing some sports. And guess what? The number of people that got into the habit of going to the gym because of that exciting experience that we're having there increased when they actually had that connection between the fun stuff and the less fun stuff. So listen to your favorite audiobook or favorite podcast or just music or a relaxing meditation thing, I don't know what you like, while you declutter. Make it fun. You don't have to like endure this struggling and suffer while you do something that eventually will improve your life. Just pair it with something that you really love and enjoy. And the last one, conquer with 5-minute rule. You know, often I find that the hardest part of a lot of processes, and decluttering especially, is to start. While you start, you get into this, mood of decluttering and you continue doing that. But before you start, it feels like a burden. You procrastinate, you don't want to start, you don't want to face this huge workload that appears in front of you. And you know what? You don't have to. You don't have to face this huge pile of clutter. How about just 5 minutes? Spending only 5 minutes on decluttering a few items, and then you may stop. The 5-minute rule is actually a powerful tool in many areas of our lives, and its most successful point is that usually, oftentimes, you want to continue doing what you started, because the hardest thing is to start. Usually after 5 minutes, you will continue doing what you started, you will continue decluttering, and even if you do not continue doing that, even 5 minutes is very powerful. You'll be amazed by how much you can accomplish within this short time frame. And remember that decluttering should not be daunting and really draining task. If you use some of these rules from this list, I can guarantee you will feel a little bit of relief, and your decluttering will go on a lot faster. If you like these tips from the video, please give this video a thumbs up. And also, if you like this nature around me, I don't film like this often, but I find that it's very refreshing for my channel. And also, by the way, recently I made a video about my everyday carry. If this is an area that you would like to simplify your life in, then maybe check that video out. See you next week and have the most wonderful day. Goodbye. Oh, good.